Hello, and welcome back to yet another retro channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at something I was given as a donation from one of my pals in the YouTube Retro Repairs group. This comes from Steve, better known as 8-Bit Retro Refix, and he very kindly donated it to me. All I had to do was pay for the shipping. This is a continuation of my look into the world of British micros. So let's go ahead and open this up. Be careful here. Looks like he has done a nice job of packing, though he did give me some fun peanuts to worry about. So I'll have to be careful I don't dump those everywhere. This has come to me all the way from England, and it is, get the box out of the way, make sure there's nothing else in there. Open this up, and we will find my first ZX Spectrum. This was Clive Sinclair's follow-up to the ZX81 that you've already seen on the channel. This device has a slightly improved keyboard. This is still a membrane, but there are tactile key, or not tactile, but keys that you can actually type on. These keys are a rubber mat that fits underneath this plate on top. You can buy replacement plates, replacement cases, replacement rubber pads, and the membrane underneath if you need to. This keyboard was sometimes referred to as the dead flesh keyboard because it does, being a soft rubber, it does have a bit of the feel of what you might expect dead flesh to feel like. A little cleaning might be in order. This should be a 48K machine. They were originally released as 16K, but almost everybody upgraded them, and Sinclair started selling them in the 48K edition. On the back, you'll see these holes here are actually for an internal speaker. This doesn't have an external audio connection. It has an internal speaker. And the feet. This does say 48K on it, so it is a 48K model. Nothing on the sides or the front. On the back, you'll see what would normally be an RF output to television. I am told, Steve tells me this has already been composite modded. You have your mic and ear for cassette input. You have an expansion port, card edge connector, and the 9-volt DC input. Center positive 9-volt DC input. So, according to Steve, this should be a working machine, so I'm going to go ahead and trust him on that. I'm going to plug in my bench power supply, and I'm going to plug in my composite video to the jack that, as I said, would have been RF, but it's been composite modded. And as with earlier Spectrums, there is no power switch on this machine. As soon as the power is applied, it should work. So let's bring up first my little monitor, and next we will bring up an output. And let's see if we get anything when we power this on. Now, like I said, there's no power switch on the machine, but I have it hooked up to my bench power supply, so right now I'm not powering it. I will apply power now, and we'll see what we get. It looks like we're drawing too much amperage. I am current limiting. Okay. So there is an issue here. Something is off. That is supposed to be 9 volts DC center positive, and I am applying 9 volts current limited to 1.4 amps, but it looks like we're drawing way more than that because it is drawing the voltage down to 2.88 volts, and it's reaching its 1.4 amps. So that's not good. So I think we're going to have to open this up and take a look at it. Oh. Here's there are 5 screws that hold the case together. Let's go ahead and pull this off, and we'll need to carefully remove the ribbon connectors for the keyboard membrane. These can be very fragile, so you got to be careful with them. There are the ribbon connectors there. They appear to be in pretty good shape. Hopefully won't have to replace that. Let's see what we've got in here. The composite mod is done with the existing RF modulator, just removing the connections, and looks like in this case it was, they left out there should be a capacitor that goes between this, there should be a capacitor that goes between this via on the motherboard and the positive, or the center pin of the RF modulator. So I may actually have to redo the composite mod. See what else we've got going on here. We have the spider mod. I'm not sure exactly what the purpose of that is, but I've heard about the spider mod. I don't see any obvious damage. So let's go ahead and give it some power. Let's see about getting another camera here. Sorry, at the moment my desk is a bit of a mess as I have the parts for the next couple projects sitting up here, and they're kind of in the way. So let's check some. Well, I need to do this, but I'm going to apply power and check the voltage regulator. Left pin is getting -2 volts. That's not right. Right pin is producing, let's see, that's not right at all. Okay. Not sure what's going on here. Wow. Let's make sure this is right. Make sure we're getting 9 volts center positive. That's 9 volts center positive, so our power supply is correct. somewhere along the way, okay. So after spending far too much time trying to track down a short that didn't exist, I actually figured out that the problem was that I'm an idiot. Steve had told me, and I apparently didn't pay any attention, that the power supply on for the Sinclair Spectrum is center negative, and I had wired this as center positive with the red to the red and the black to the black. So to fix the problem, all I had to do was reverse these two connections. Put the negative in the positive and the positive in the negative, and now this is wired up as center negative. So when I plug it in and start up the power supply, I get results. And we have to tweak this some. Okay, now, also off camera, I was attempting to load some software using my cell phone, my Android phone, as a source for uh, tape data, and that didn't work. And the reason for that, I think, was that the levels were not high enough. So I switched over to my tablet, and we're going to try again. So to load software from tape, and this is essentially a tape source, this will play back the tape audio, is we go load, quote, quote, and then hit enter, and then we start the playback, and we should start seeing it load. And this is going to be Ghostbusters. Now this is a almost 4-minute long loading sequence, so I will zip you through it. So I really have no idea how to play this game. But there you go. That's a game loaded on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, and that'll do it for today's video. I don't have a joystick. Uh, I don't have a joystick adapter yet. Actually, technically, I do. There should be one on the Dandinator, which, as I think I mentioned, I cannot find. In case I didn't mention it, um, I did order a ZX Dandinator for the Spectrum. It actually came in long before I got the Spectrum itself, and I believe I probably put it somewhere quote unquote safe. Um, and of course, I have I've lost it. That's what happens when I try to put something somewhere where I won't lose track of it. I lose track of it. So I'll continue to try to find that, and if I do, we'll have a video on that. Um, I also, the next video I do should be a build of the TZX Duino, as I now have all the parts for that. That'll be an interesting video, as I've never done a build on that scale of SMD components, so um, we'll see how that goes. I also have supposedly arriving later this week a Div MMX Future, which is an SD card solution for the ZX Spectrum. So we'll be doing a video to take a look at that as well. Um, something I should mention, while I was inside this thing looking for the non-existent short, um, I did take the opportunity to redo the composite video mod. The one that was done in here, there are actually 3 composite video mods you can do to this. One is just taking a wire from the video uh, signal input to the RF modulator and wiring that directly to the RCA jack. Um, that will do the job, but a slightly better solution is to use a 100 microfarad capacitor, 16 volt, and wire that between the video input and the RCA jack. And there's a third solution using a transistor to make that connection. As I understand it, the transistor version can produce a slightly uh, brighter um, picture. However, it's not always compatible with um, some TVs. So I think the most common and most compatible version is the capacitor version. The one that had been done to this, and I don't know if Steve did it or someone else did it, was just the straight wire connection from the video input to the RCA jack, bypassing the rest of the RF modulator. So I went ahead and took that out and wired in the capacitor, which I think is a slightly better, produces a slightly better picture in composite mode. So that's where we're going to end it. And if you enjoyed this video, and I know it might have been a little disjointed, but that's the way it is with me. But if you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. That really helps out the channel and helps get the video pushed out to more people through the YouTube algorithm. Something else you can do that would help that out would be to leave a comment in the comment section below. I appreciate the interaction with you guys very much, and also again, that helps out the YouTube algorithm to suggest this video to more people. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button, subscribe to my channel, and remember to click that notification bell so that you get informed when I release a new video. You can share this out to as many people as you want, to your social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, however you want to share it. Again, the more people that watch this, the better. Thank you to my patrons. I now have 2 patrons, so they're names are flashing up on the screen at this moment. As I said, my next video will be the build of the TZX Duino. But also, I should inform you that our little YouTube Retro Repairers group are having a live stream on Sunday, the 30th of July. That's at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 11:30 a.m. Pacific Time, or 7:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And you can see the information for that on the screen. That will be hosted on Joseph Retrobit's channel. The link for that will be in the description below. And speaking of our YouTube Retro Repairers group, please go ahead and go over to visit their channels. They have some great content, and they're all great guys. So if you would do that, I would appreciate it. They are Joseph Retrobits, Captain Commodore Lee, Steve from 8-Bit Retro Refix, Neil from Retro4U, and our newest member, Peter, of 8-Bits in the Basement. Also, I forgot to mention on our live stream, we are having a guest this month. That is Rudy from Rudy's Retro Intel. So it should be an interesting live stream. And until then, or until my next video, everybody, please stay safe and be well, and have a great week. And we'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.